The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
When you saw Luna, you were seeing a monster come to life.
My mom was the bad girl.
Crazy, wild, satanic.
You would go from like, oh, thank you so much. Oh, that's so sweet, to what are you doing? What are you talking about?
Up in flames you go.
She's schizophrenic. That's some serious shit.
Dark Side of the Ring.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another brand new episode of the Top Rope Podcast. Dukes, you need to fix your camera. I'm Blackheart. You know who the hell he is. I'm constantly E Dukes. He's in the building with me tonight. Before we get to it, special shouts to everyone that's been hitting that like, share, subscribe button off the YouTube channel, off of every platform that we on. We greatly appreciate it. Man, we had 3.7K plays on Anchor, man. Thank you for that, man. Let's get up to 4K. We 300 more. Let's get to the promised land before the season finale. But before we get into this episode, just want to just go on the social media tables, the Facebook groups, Twitter, Instagram, Off the Top Ropes Podcast. Not too hard to hit us in the search bar. So hit us in that search bar, hit that follow, hit that like, hit the subscribe, share everything under the damn sun. We greatly appreciate it. Also, ways to follow us and find us, find our podcasts on YouTube, Anchor, Google, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, Podbean, Audio. Once in a while, we'll be going live on Green Room. And now introducing Stitcher, Castbox, and Podcast and Pocket Cast, along with our fellow lineups. And pretty soon we'll be tackling down Apple Podcasts and Outbox. So hopefully within that time frame, we'll have the other two stations down packed. This is an After Dark episode, but this episode is another one of those Dark Side of the Rings reaction videos. So the latest episode of the Dark Side of the Ring was the life and times of Luna Vachon. Before we start, I'm gonna pass it over to Dukes, who will introduce himself and fix up his damn camera.
Oh, my bad.
Jeez.
What's going on, everybody? Everybody know who this is. It's many Dukes. E Dukes the villain out here in his piece. Sit back here just chilling and like a villain, things like that. Just trying to enjoy a good day. But watching this whole AfterDark episode of Luna Vachon, a wrestler that iconically we all grew up to, hits home a little bit because of this, just the simple facts of the illness that's out here in this world. I don't know if Blackheart want to go first.
You can go first.
All right. Everybody in this world is always bound to demons. I myself included. Regardless is depression, schizophrenic, bipolar, you name it. That's what goes on in this world. And for a wrestler like Luna Vachon, who embodies just a style and a different look, a wrestler that is actually a wrestler. She wasn't trying to be no model. She wasn't trying to be anything that dirty, anything that you will probably would sit there and see now. No, she was a real deal. um her issues was just tragic from jump. Adopted to a wrestling family. Pops got killed and she was there. Later on joined because she watches her family, but yet wants wants to be like her aunt. Came to the wrestling industry, found love so many places, but then get no love back. And always joke around and sit there say fuck WWE because WWE ain't shit. For Luna, that's what really took place. As I remember the matches of her and Sable, even though Sable wasn't a real good wrestler, how she had to put her over. Even though that there's wrestlers that could have been put over, like a Luna or Jacqueline, because both of them were wrestlers at that time, real wrestlers. Just to know that Luna had to put her over and do things that she really shouldn't have to do, like wear bra and panties and just for the likes of what they want, they get treated like shit. Nobody shouldn't have to do those type of things and then go on the back thinking you're getting the applause that you're supposed to, and the applause is going to someone else. You're not getting the respect that you should. Those are things that plays in the mindset of a lot of people. I had those moments before, and this is why I hit home, because those things legit happens in real life. I don't know about Blackheart, but I think that probably happened to him a couple times. I know it probably happened to a couple of might I can't speak for anyone else out of the podcast, but it might happen to them. But these things happen. So everybody, it was just a tragic loss. She overcome. She should be in the Hall of Fame, but whether she'll get into it, no. That's my take. On to Blackheart. Go ahead, man.
Just want to hit on too. First and foremost, give my condolences out to the Vachon family. Let's just start from the very beginning. Luna, like I'm gonna kind of piggyback some of it off you, but I feel like some of the books that you probably missed. Luna Vachon, was like an average person, grew up with a mother and father. I don't know what the situation was with the father, however, kill himself, suicide. And basically Mad Dog Vachon, which, and people who needs the history lesson on this, from 1996, Shawn Michaels Diesel in your house, good friends, better enemies. The person sitting in the front row that Diesel went over and took apart his prosthetic leg and whacked him over the head with it. Yeah, that guy. Um, famous WWE legend. In his own right from the 70s and the 80s, in his own right, especially with a tag team, which I never thought about growing up. Why I wasn't even conceived of that time period. But just how he took her in as his, well, actually marrying her mother, so technically the stepdaughter, and being married into a wrestling family. Um, the Vachons, the Mad Dog Vachon, Paul Butcher was the actual stepfather. Um, and the aunt, they're all wrestling royalty. There's such thing as wrestling royalty and professional wrestling. You got the Rhodes, you got the McMahons, you got the Ortons, um, Guerreros, the Hawaii's, basically the Rock, Rikishi's family, and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So there's wrestling royalty in professional wrestling, folks. So don't be mistaken by all these people that like you see now, these new wrestlers with similar last names where they look like someone from the past. It's more likely is. But just like you said, shout out to Luke's grabbing his OTTR cup. If you watch your OTTR cups, you gotta go to bonfire.com/store/off the top ropes podcast and find yours today. Anyway, as we moving on, being married into a wrestler family, we don't know what shit could happen behind the scenes. It's all basically what they talk about in front of the camera and what their personality was. We don't know what these people do behind the scenes when they're at home, when the cameras are off and they're far away from people as possible. We don't know what the fuck happens. We don't know if Luna was just struck a tragedy and maybe something just happened to her. But she wanted to be a wrestler. She had her ambition to being a professional wrestler. So of course, where you had to go back then if you want to train as a woman to become a wrestler, fabulous Moolah School. And we all know the rumors and dark stories that Dark Side of the Ring. I talked about that one before in season 1. About the fabulous Moolah and young girls going there and being used. Saying pushed over to guys had sex with them and shit like that, or sexual favors. God knows what Luna probably could have done, probably not done, or came close to, as one story documented in the series, that she was attacked by someone, but she fought them off. But she still had to be there because that's the only place in town that she could train, that she can get work. So she had to toughen up, but she had to succumb to a lot of shit. And it manifested, it built up in itself. And we've seen this before with some of these professional wrestlers that Dark Side of the Ring had documented for the last year and a half, close to 2 years, that ain't been on the air because it's only been 3 seasons. But just to see another person go through that shit and having the mental illness going on and start building up from that creates more issues. That just creates more issues. But she stayed strong. She finished her training. She got the hell up out of there. Go down to Florida to Kevin Sullivan's FCW Florida Championship Wrestling. Yes, this was back then when the territories was happening. And if you could go to one promotion, you can go to another and another and another and keep on expanding that way. So that was her first ticket. And that's when the character Luna was born. Basically taking Lunatic, but just taking off the tick, but leaving Luna. That's how the name was formed, Luna. That's how her shit was born. That's how the half shaved haircut was born. That's how the face paint, the eye, the face make the makeup, the eye, the face paint of the veins on the side of the head were born. That's when she started coming the fuck over because she was siding with Kevin Sullivan, who was the Demon King at the time with women, also known as Nancy Benoit. For those of you that don't know, Chris Benoit's wife. But then as she gets involved into it, she gets involved into the drug world and starts off with cocaine, the Quaaludes, the acid. and she's just on a binge. And you know what happens when it comes to these drug abuse issues. That means you're really running away from something, or you're not happy about how your life turned out to be, and now you're trying to figure any way to make yourself feel good. And this was one of those goddamn things. Oh man, it's just super fucking sad. But as time goes on, um, she developed like the split personalities. At one time, she could be totally normal, but then on another moment, she could just split, like Two Face from Batman, Harvey Dent syndrome. You know, you got one personality that's calm, cool, collected, but the other personality is just a loose cannon. Doesn't know when to stop or doesn't know what he or she is doing, and she suffered through that, trying to find the acceptance in the world where professional wrestling wasn't meant for women. And if you was a woman in the professional world, the only role that you had was being a valet slash manager. That was it. And even if you was a wrestler, you're barely on the card. You'll only get it maybe like at least 3 to 5 minutes tops. And there was only 6 people in that locker room back then in WWF in the 80s. My God. Now you see why the evolution of women's wrestling today in 2021 is so far different, and now they're being more appreciated now. I wish Luna was here to watch this. I wish Luna, because she would have been a fan of what's been going on with the women's division in the last 5 years. So this is what she was fighting for a women's place in professional wrestling to get acceptance from. You know what I'm saying? So she was spearheading that on her own terms. But then when it comes to that, you develop self-doubt, self-pity about yourself. At the same time, she married Tony. She married Dirty Dick Slater. And I guess that was end up being an abusive relationship. So she got out of that one quick. Supposedly other people probably said that they don't believe it, that they believe in that, but come on. Like I just said even before, and I'll say it again, you know what the fuck people are behind closed doors. They may project something in public just because they want you to build that fucking mirage. But when they hit home, the doors is locked and shit like that, you might never fucking know what the fuck happens. We see so many issues with women like that. They feel like they're stuck. They feel like they're stuck. They can't get out of it because they fear for their fucking safety. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. It's all right there in plain color sight. Like, she had to been in some abusive shit, but she had to put up with it because she was trying to find that love. And love is a dangerous fucking word. Love is a dangerous drug. And yes, I consider love as a drug because love can make you do the most craziest shit and you might never fucking know where you can end up being because of that. Real shit. Real shit. And that's for me personally because that affected me the most, trying to find that for the word is someone. And then looking at the shit that I had to go through to try to either receive it or didn't get it at all, that I got screwed at the end. So I felt that way. But then she moves over to UWF. Yes, her Abrams' promotion, folks. She was there for a brief period, managing the Blackhearts. Yes, not me, folks. I wasn't even conceiving that damn time period anyway. But we didn't know that Gangrel, real name David Heath, was also part of her life as well from the very beginning. Working the similar promotions as well. At first they didn't like each other, but then time moves on, and you gravitate to someone that you're comfortable with, and that's what ended up happening. Give it a thought. At the same time, she married another wrestler named Tom Nash. Well, I guess Tom Nash had built up a jealousy for Gangrel. They get into a brawl, and then that's where shit got astray between the Blackheart team. They disbanded. I guess Tom Nash and David Heath were tag team partners, and she was the manager. That love triangle happens. Boom, this whole thing disbands. They probably leave. UWF, we all know what the fuck happens with that later on. Closes his doors, and Luna's off to the races somewhere else. And then, as we see, she debuts at WrestleMania 9 with Shawn Michaels. I did not know that. I did not fucking know that. I was 3 years old when that shit happened. Holy shit. I really wasn't expecting that. But this was at a time frame when women's wrestling wasn't even getting the fuck over. barely getting noticed, barely even wrestling. You were either a manager or a valet, and that was it. Plain as day. So you were being underutilized because you was a woman in professional wrestling, and it wasn't accepted like that back then. The same way as it wasn't accepted about being gay. You know what I mean? You get ousted for that type of shit, or you get mistreated that way. And as you see, some of the stories that we're about to go into later on, kind of dwells into that shit. During her tenure there, she bonds with sensational Sherry, like best friend vibe. But that's when the drug abuse that started to grow. It got worse. Eventually, she was sent to rehab. It was fired from WWF. Let go. She apparently during that time frame, she tried to attempt suicide twice, which that broke my heart right there. So that's when you know something's really going the fuck on, really in someone's head. But she wasn't on the bench for too long because she found a home in ECW for a little while, and she felt like it was home. She felt she was beloved by the fans about the locker room. She was brought in by a woman, by Nancy Benoit, because she was there, and she called her up and said, "Hey, you should come up here to work." And she ended up doing it because she had a friend up there. So that's what's up. That's a good look out for Nancy. Eventually, that doesn't last too long. She comes back to the WWF, where the Attitude Era was slowly forming to be born, and pairs up with Goldust and remakes her debut onto that roster. But times have changed from when she first was there to now when she was there. And boy, oh boy, can I actually say this? To lose to Sable was the worst decision I think they ever made. Now, let me correct myself when I say this, folks. I was 8 years old when Luna and Sable got in the ring. Okay, 8. I didn't know what the hell puberty even was. I was even there close to that. Okay, but that was like the first glimpse of sexuality I think before Trish Stratus came into my life. But needless to say, to have someone who doesn't even have a wrestling background, who is a model that the fuck less, and just because she's favorable by higher management does not mean you're gonna completely have a woman that's been a wrestler for years and being underappreciated, and then she gotta take an L to this blonde bimbo. And yes, she actually took that L to that blonde bimbo. And clearly, according to her, Vince McMahon even told her, like, yo, if you leave a mark on her face, I will fire you. Like, she really was untouchable back then and really had the balls to even try to say, I deserve more money as Stone Cold Steve Austin. I was astounded hearing about this shit. Astounded. I'm like, you barely even know how to fucking wrestle, and you want to get paid that much like Austin does? Are you nuts? No way. Never that. Not even a million years. Not even if you came after Trish Stratus and shit like that, and then try to make a whole nother run, which you actually did, but that didn't even work out for you that well. No, you're just a blind fucking bimbo. Like, this is the reason why Brock Lesnar rubber picked your ass up anyway. That's it. But I don't want to keep bashing her. I gotta move on from this crap. This was just a complete bullshit. She threw a hissy fit in the back, and I totally understand. Just how WWF, well, actually, excuse me, how professional wrestling was making a mockery out of women's wrestling in the 90s. And we've seen how we were blindsided by sexuality in our face rather than in-ring competition like we do for the men. So, in a way, I really want to apologize because I was blindsided to what WWF was feeding me as a kid, thinking that this was the highest shit on earth. But really below the scenes, which you do not know, that they don't want to show, and it's going to create a bad imagery on them. So I personally, as a wrestling fan, will have to apologize to all the women wrestlers in the world and all the women wrestling fans in the world. That's just for me, DR, because seeing how this was, but seeing how hard that wrestlers have to work at to to get to where the fuck that they going, and yeah, you get someone like that just whoops right the fuck in, cuts right in front of everyone, first dibs and everything the fuck else. Are you kidding me? I would feel salty as fuck too. As a matter of fact, that's relatable to everyone the fuck else, because that's like someone coming into your job, brand new, getting a position that you apply for, that you have the recommendation, you have the qualification for the whole 9 yards, but yet the company still hires someone outside to bring him in to take over that job.
Mm-hmm.
That says something right there. It's just mind-boggling. She nearly choked on Sunny too. On top of that, so blinded by Fury and Range, I can understand. But this builds up to what the heating point was at Royal Rumble 2000 in New York, in Madison Square Garden in New York. The whole bikinis match, the whole bikini contest that happened. I remember this joint, and I just remember as a 9 going on 10-year-old watching this, and I said to myself, okay, there's only 2 people that actually got a nice wife, but the rest of them I really don't care for. But she eventually was taking a stand against Vince. Like, I'm not this. Like, this is what you brought me in for, just to do this. You not bring me for my wrestling ability. You know, I got this background. What the fuck's going on with you? Why are you disrespecting the women like this? And she took a stand. And right after that, she got in the back. And after many incidents from before, they just released her. And life after wrestling is never the same. If you're not working for another promotion, that you're going back to your normal life and shit kicks into play, shit gets real when you're by yourself and you're distant from everyone, and wrestling with your whole entire life, and that you felt underappreciated, and that's why you never give a damn about it anymore. That hurts for a wrestler to give up on their dream, to give up on their first love, and they got nothing to fuck left. God knows what the hell can happen next. As the story continues, she made some promotions and stuff like that, but the drug use really took over. Gangrel eventually had enough. He adios. He's gone. He left her by herself, and yeah, he got a little astray from there. Luna's on the fringe. A couple of times she's blissing out, freaking out with a loaded gun in her hand, going to a friend of hers and pleading for help or pleading for cases, and shit. But I guess Mick Foley has said this best. It's like losing a challenge that what she tried to felt in the ring to be in control of her life. You could be in control in the ring for 15 minutes. But what about the other 23 hours and 45 minutes? And that's the realest shit that I ever heard in that whole damn thing. And I say, well, what do you do where you're away from work from 8 hours and then you still got 16 hours left, and then you sleep for 8? What do you do with the rest of the 8 hours that you have? You should time wisely. Time is of the essence, and time waits for no man, and time is a precious thing that we all as human beings have to offer. Time. Without time, we have nothing. And needless to say, sadly, on August 27, 2010, after mental illness and drug abuse and a drug overdose, she passes away. She passed away at the age of 48. And to be honest with you, this kind of hit me. And I promised myself I was going to cry on this when I watched it earlier. And it hit me hard because I thought about my father for a good few minutes. And how it hasn't been the 4 years since I buried him, but the life that he took and he lived, and what he had to do to cope with that pain and memories and shit like that, involving himself into the drug world. And, it took a lot out of him. I mean, granted, he wasn't no wrestler and shit like that, but, he been through a lot in his motherfucking life. That's honestly accurate to say. But, to have him go through that himself, and me being as who I was back then, that didn't know the true story behind his pain, and this is the reason why he's doing the shit that he's doing, and it affected me because I had pushed him away for so long. And right as he was about to get to die, I was trying to open up to him and try to understand from his life, his spectrum, and that didn't work. Can you stop heavy breathing, please? Anyway, just yeah, man, it just hit home. It just hit home for me personally, deeply. To having to bury a parent sucks ass, and I done it twice, and that's the most painful I ever felt. And had to say, I know that you tried your best, and this is how far that we go. But I definitely know Luna definitely tried her best to try to change the face and the dynamic of women's professional wrestling. So you guys give her roses too. Because she definitely tried her motherfucking hardest. As much as she was coping through the pain herself, she still went out there and handled her business like any other professional wrestler would have. So you gotta give her respect for that. And I know she'd definitely be happy watching matches from Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, Bailey, Tessa, AJ, Britt Baker. The list goes on now of women's professional wrestling and how the resurgence and now the acceptance is validated now more than anything now. She would have been like, yes, this is what the fuck I was dying to see, and we finally got our place in here. So she would have been happy. I know she's smiling down on women's professional wrestling now, and she did her thing, man. Kudos to that. And also, special shout out to China too, because without her as well, the women's revolution of professional wrestling would never happen because of many people in the past, especially Medusa, especially Molly Holly. The list goes on there. I can keep going, but I don't want to go into too damn deep because we can be here forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So God rest your soul, Luna. God rest your soul, Luna. Luna Vachon. Real talk.
You know what? It's kind of funny to say this, but your WWE had a little Vachon before they changed it. The person the wrestler I could compare her to Luna was Nikki before she became a superhero. When she was back in Sanity.
What about Victoria?
Yeah, but I'm talking about as of right now.
Yeah, but I meant like Victoria was like between 2002, 2008 and shit like that. She'd been around for a minute before Nikki Cross came about. You know what I mean? That's why I was saying like that's what we seen the resurgence start happening with Trish and Lita and Vicky and Molly, and then it goes on down to Jazz. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on. Like it started developing there too, but it wasn't getting pushed. But it wasn't getting pushed like it's being pushed for the last 5 years. The women's evolution and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
but we gotta wait. Well, for those type of wrestlers, we gotta wade through and really pick: are those really wrestlers or are those just really divas? You feel what I'm saying? Because the real reason why I'm saying that, because some of them wasn't wrestlers, some of them they'll be put in a match with an actual wrestler, and just look like they're the shit because they've been put on the proper way. You feel what I'm saying?
I do.
So this is why, like he heard me say it for a minute, like how I always always try to be the advocate for women's wrestling, and naturally so. And it's kind of crazy for me to actually say that, but some of the women's wrestling right now, if you ain't part of Four Horsewomen or you ain't part of that second tier of the horsewomen, you won't get that shine. That's in WWE. This is why I love Impact Wrestling and AEW and all the other wrestling companies, because they're sitting back and open the doors for all women wrestling, and it can't just be only one wrestler or two or a gang of them, and let's just run it. Because if that was the case, then that could have been easily the match I want to see years back, a couple years ago, was that four horsewomen match. You had the right opportunity to pull it, yet y'all never did, because I'll probably bet that Vince McMahon looked at that and was like, "Oh hell no! My 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 four horsewomen go against the W go against the MMA four. Mm-mm. No, I don't want." You probably said it back. I don't want that. Even though if I make a whole lot of money, there'll be flaws and everything else be backfired. And next you know, Noah won't be put over.
Tell you one thing. Tell you what they're right now. I think the best. I mean, I don't know how you feel about the whole unionization shit, but that seems about right about now in this case.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's what I believe in when it comes to that. But
So the line up.
I was trying to switch my light up for a little bit.
I was like, man.
But much appreciation to all the women wrestlers in the world, each and every one of you guys. Duke, you got anything last thing to say?
You know what? Support all wrestling. Independent wrestling. Even the wrestling that's on TV, it's in that where we can watch wrestling at, support it. Mostly just support women's wrestling, because as you know, it's more harder for women to be in wrestling, especially nowadays. You know, you probably consider that might be easy, but it's still kind of hard for them to actually be put on the pedestal and get those type of matches as what men are getting. Support women wrestling, support all the type of wrestlers. You know what? Us have my old saying. I'll probably flip that up for tomorrow, but today this is one of those days you just want to relax and let's chill.
guess that's it for him. But unfortunately for me, support all wrestling, support independent wrestling, support professional wrestling, support everything about wrestling, man, because you gotta treat this thing like another fucking sport. Put some respect on wrestling's name is all I gotta say about this. But that's the end of our episode. Make sure you hit that like, share, subscribe button, hit the notifications bell to stay up to date with all the latest content. Comment below what you think about the episode, man. Leave us a comment, man. Please do that. Give us feedback. You want to, like I said, you want to get the merch. That's www.bonfire.com/store/off the top ropes podcast.
Always.
Always. And you want to get the slides too, that's deco slides.com as well. And type in OTTR and you'll find our 3 design colors. So pick them up, get you one, get you some, get you a hoodie, get you a tee, get you a face mask, get you a cup, style and profile, baby. As you already do. Yeah, man. And you know where to find us. I don't want to repeat myself, and I'm not going to repeat myself. I said before, y'all should know where to find us. So that's it. Pretty sure you're gonna say shout out to the Godfather, the weed smokers, the host, and everything like that. So we can rebrush through that stuff.
No. I'm pushing that for tomorrow. So
okay,
this Dark Side episode, nah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, man. So we got a few more After Darks coming up with some special guests coming up. Help us get that 4K plays. We appreciate it. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we bid y'all adieu. Have a good night.